You don't have a weight problem, you have a discipline problem. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm so glad to have you. And I'm here to tell you the truth. You have a discipline problem, and this is coming from a woman who's lost 100 pounds, okay? My heaviest was 340 pounds. I am 6'3", I'm 35. I started my weight loss journey when I was 31. I lost that 100 pounds in about 18 months, and I just did it through eating less, moving more. I hired a personal trainer, and I went to counseling. And I've kept that weight off now for 4 years. And reflecting back on it, I had a discipline problem. I would always start stuff but never follow through. I've always been an ambitious person for as long as I can remember. Any type of idea that I had or anything that I wanted to accomplish, I would always start it. But when things got too hard, or if I didn't see the results that I wanted in the time frame in which I felt entitled to those results, I would give up, right? I had a very short attention span. And those problems also carried into weight loss. I would start a diet, do well, maybe lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, maybe get to the next size down. But I would never follow through with the weight loss journey, and I would stop and start eating again, going back to my old ways, and I would gain all of that weight back and then some. This is called yo-yo dieting, and I yo-yo dieted for years. I had needed to lose weight for years, and it got bad. I had high blood pressure, I was pre-diabetic, and I had high cholesterol. It wasn't until I got real with myself, and a lot of this was through counseling, where I recognized that I had a pattern in life. It wasn't just with weight loss, it was with life. I could never follow through with things. The minute anything felt too uncomfortable, I would give up. The minute I didn't feel like doing something, I would give up. The minute I was no longer motivated, and I'm going to put motivated in air quotes because I don't believe motivation exists. If it did, you wouldn't keep needing motivational videos. It's a discipline problem. You struggle with discipline. You struggle with committing to something for an extended period of time for years. You have an attention span problem. You don't know how to just eat the same foods every single day, even if you don't like them, even if you get tired of them. You are always looking for your next dopamine hit. And if you're trying to lose weight and you are obese, like how I was, that dopamine hit exists in the foods that you're eating, the fast food, the sugars, the sodas, the chips, the junk food, right? That's where your dopamine hit is. It's in the food that you're eating. You don't know how to just be calm and still. You don't know how to be bored. I think the word boredom can feel so negative, and you say things like, oh, well, who wants to be bored? Honestly, I think boredom is where the most peace takes place, and people don't realize that. Every day is not supposed to be chaotic, okay? Every day is not supposed to be breaking news. Life, a peaceful life, is still, it's calm, it's reflective, it's meditative, it's not loud, it's not drama. But people aren't used to that, and I didn't used to be used to that either. And I don't think boring is bad. It's peaceful. The foods that you need to eat to lose the weight get boring, especially if you are obese, because that's just not what you're used to eating. You're not used to eating fruits and vegetables. No, you're not. If you were, you wouldn't be obese. Ain't a fruit in the world that's going to put on an extra 100 pounds. Ain't a vegetable in the world that's going to put on 50 pounds. Ain't no way. You know what puts that weight on? That processed food that you love so much. That's what's putting all the weight on. It's not the fruits, it's not the vegetables. So to you and to me at the time, eating fruits and vegetables all day, every day is boring. Where's the salt? Where's the added sugar? Where's the colorful additive dyes? Where's the grease, right? There isn't any. And until you recognize that your weight loss journey is going to be boring and that's how it's supposed to be, you will continue to yo-yo diet. You will continue to start and stop. Discipline is boring. Consistency is boring. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, even when you don't feel like it, is boring. And that's why you suck at weight loss. That's why you always start and stop. You're looking for all these cool recipes. You're just overcomplicating the process, first of all, because you're not going to cook like that every day. No, you're not. You might do it for a week or two, and then what happens? You don't feel like it anymore, right? Now you're back at Chick-fil-A. Now you're back at Wendy's. Now you're door dashing. Because you lack discipline. You can't just stick with something for a long period of time, every single day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. And that's why you keep struggling with weight loss. That was my struggle. And the crazy thing is, once I started to accept the fact that boring is a good thing and discipline is boring, consistency is boring, well, now I'm able to be bored in a lot of parts of my life. Business, showing up every day now, even when I don't feel like it, that's easy to me. It wasn't at first. You guys, I used to have so many business ideas before I got into my online business, and I would always start and stop that. That's what I'm saying. The lack of discipline isn't just with weight loss. If you struggle with your weight, more often than not, you are probably struggling with discipline in other parts of your life too. Because I don't believe as humans that we can compartmentalize ourselves. We can compartmentalize other people, but I think it's really hard to compartmentalize yourself, right? You can put other people in different boxes, like this friend is for this, or this friend is for that, right? But it's hard to do that with yourself. You may think that you're doing it, but more often than not, if you struggle with something in one part of your life, you probably struggle with that thing in another part of your life too. You may just not see it, or you may not think it's that big of a deal. And I know for myself, I struggled with discipline in a lot of areas. It wasn't just with weight. It wasn't just with food. It was with business. I had so many business ideas before I got in my online business, and I would always start and stop. If it got too hard, I would give up or jump ship and choose another business. But I never really got far in any business that I started because I couldn't just stick with it for an extended period of time, even though it got boring, even if I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. I couldn't do it because I lacked discipline. I didn't know how to be bored and be okay with boredom. Every day is not going to be a milestone with anything that you're trying to accomplish. Every day of your weight loss journey is not going to be exciting. You will have days where, you hit a goal and you're excited for that day or two, or maybe even that week. But then that fades and you're right back to boring. I remember when I got out of the 300s, I was so excited when that scale said 298. See, I had jumped from 301 to 298, and I was so excited to see twos on the scale. I was so excited to be out of the 300 club. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But then after a week or two, I remember when I went from a 3X to a 2X. That was really exciting. I remember when I went from a extra large to a large. Now that was a big milestone for me because I was no longer in the plus size club. And I had been in the plus size club for years. And to get out of that, oh, I was so excited. I was so excited, right? But then after a while, and that's okay. You'll have moments that you work so hard to accomplish, and then when you got there, you're excited. That's how it's supposed to be. But after you celebrate and It'll fade and it'll be right back to being boring. You like discipline. And I'm here to tell you the uncomfortable truth. Whether you try to start a business, whether you try to lose weight, whether you try to save money, after a while, it's going to get boring. And that's where most people quit, because they just can't sit with boring. They think there's something wrong because it's not exciting. It's actually right. That means you're actually doing it right. You just got to keep going. And no, you will not always like the results that you're getting. You might believe that you should have lost 5 pounds one week because you did everything right, and you didn't. You lost a half a pound, or maybe you didn't lose any weight at all. But don't give up. This is where the discipline lies. Because even though the scale didn't say what you wanted it to say, you still show up and you still keep going. You don't have a weight loss problem. You have a discipline problem. Because if you were disciplined, you wouldn't need to overeat. If you were disciplined, you wouldn't be eating the foods that are slowly killing you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.